Good morning, I'm Clint Griffiths. A glimmer of hope in the cattle markets as prices pushed higher this week. That's a big turnaround from where the market was in recent months. Cattle prices went from record highs to record lows in just 2 years. Drovers editor Greg Henderson will discuss the current market later in our Drovers Report. But first, Michelle Rook looks at the cattle business in South Dakota, which is facing financial stress.
After 40-plus years in the business, Joe Vetter of Harriet Livestock says he can't remember a cattle market ever breaking so hard.
And to lose 60% of our market in the feeder cattle is very unprecedented.
Wall cattle producer Myron Williams says the price drop was also fast.
Especially when you see what happened in 2014 when we got $1,700 for calves, now we're getting $750. $1,000 a head difference in 2 years is a lot.
And he says that's leaving the industry trying to pinpoint a reason.
Too many hogs, too many chickens, too much protein, cattle are bigger.
Keith Eichler blames a broken futures market, the strong dollar, and increased imports.
It's not so much about the increase in numbers in the United States as much as it's the increase of numbers coming into the United States.
Cattle prices have fallen farther and faster than anyone anticipated, and the fear is that that is already putting some cattle producers out of business.
The producers that's raising the cow-calf, those operators are going to be affected this year, this season.
Cattle producer Chad Berger says feedlot operators have seen even more red ink.
And these guys feeding the cattle have been losing $300, $400, $500 a head feeding them, and I think that's the thing, we're going to lose a lot of our smaller farmer feeders.
And that will trickle down to Main Street.
From your gas station to your drugstore to your lumber yard to all of them, it's gonna take a hard hit.
I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.
Thanks, Michelle. You heard mention of imports to the U.S. impacting cattle prices this year. We checked with the folks over at Sterling Marketing. John Nalivka tells me year-to-date, import volumes are off roughly 10 to 12% in 2016. He says the biggest driver of prices is the fact we're on pace to potentially set new meat production records when looking at the combination of beef, pork, and poultry.